Serba Dinamik Holdings Board has agreed in principle to appoint Ernst & Young Advisory Services as its independent reviewer to assess veracity and accuracy of the matters highlighted by external auditors KPMG. In a board's filing, the Oil and Gas Services and Engineering Group said it will make an updated announcement once the terms and conditions of the said appointment are finalised. In separate board's filings, the group also announced that it was appointing Datuk Muhammad Ilyas Pakir Muhammad, Maslina Zaid and Johan Muhammad Ishak to its board as independent and non-executive directors. Muhammad Ilyas serves as executive chairman of several companies, including Koperasi Amanah Pelaburan, Hartanah AP Rakyat, AP Holdings and Awesome TV. Awesome TV is a subsidiary of Awesome Media Network, where Johan is managing director after having served as the CEO of Media Prima between 2017 and 2020. Meanwhile, Maslina is managing partner at Messrs Maslina Yi and Partners and also holds a directorship at AP Holding, which Ilyas chairs. She previously worked with regulatory bodies, including the Companies Commission of Malaysia and the Securities Commission of Malaysia. Serba Dinamik had announced it intended to conduct an independent review on the audit issues raised by KPMG, which last month took the company to task for over 4.54 billion ringgit in allegedly questionable transactions. Serba Dinamik's shares closed 23% higher today at 74.5 cents for a market value of 2.76 billion ringgit. Former Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Razak had his application for a stay of execution against a decision by the High Court last July in relation to his tax arrears rejected by the High Court today. This allows the Inland Revenue Board to enter a summary judgment against the politician and require him to pay 1.69 billion ringgit in income tax arrears. The figure implies that he had over 7.3 billion ringgit in income. The Pekan MP, who was served with a bankruptcy notice in April, had argued he never possessed that much money and that being an MP and former UMNO president, he was subject to personal attacks in the form of financial impropriety allegations, which should count as special circumstances warranting a stay. Justice Datuk Ahmad Bache, in a decision via email cited by the edgemarkets.com, disagreed. He said Najib had no strong grounds to justify a suspension of the order and that there cannot be special circumstances for him, as everyone stands equal before the law and the IRB is empowered to collect taxes. Najib's appeal against the 2020 High Court order will be heard at the Appellate Court this Wednesday. New daily COVID-19 cases dipped below the 5,000 mark today as Malaysia reports a fourth straight day of declining infections. According to Health DG Tan Sri Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah, 4,949 new cases were recorded, taking the country's cumulative confirmed COVID-19 infections to 662,457. Selangor, the worst hit state, saw its number of new cases drop to 1,523 today, from 1,973 the day before, marking the third consecutive day of fresh infections below the 2,000 mark. Sarawak came in second with 744 new cases, followed by Kuala Lumpur 503, Johor 430 and Negeri Sembilan 323. Across the country, 6,588 patients recovered today, while 71,625 individuals remain highly infectious. 921 are being treated in ICUs, with 459 on respiratory support. 60 new fatalities were reported, taking the death toll to 3,968. Kenanga Research believes IGM Plantation's shareholders should accept Kuala Lumpur Kepong's takeover offer, which the research house deems fair and attractive. In a note, Kenanga researchers Adrian Cox said the RM3.10 per share and 10 dividend per share translates into an enterprise value per planted hectare of 54,000 ringgit, which is in line with market prices. Babcock noted that IGM Plantations estates are distributed between Sabah 41% with an average EV per planted hectare of 80,000 ringgit and Indonesia 59% with an average EV per planted hectare of 40,000 ringgit. He said this gives the aggregated estates an average market price of around 56,000 ringgit. The analyst added that compared with IGM Plantations' closest upstream peer, Hapsing Plantations Holdings, the implied FY22 price-to-earnings ratio of the offer at 23.6 times is at a premium of 41%, while the price-to-book value of 1.9 times is at a 101% premium. Hapsing Plantations' EV per planted hectare is 39,000 ringgit. In terms of operations, he said IGM Plantations should benefit from the synergy of its operations in Sabah, East Kalimantan and Sumatra, as well as KLK's more efficient production cost structure. As such, the Kenanga analyst argues that shareholders are likely to vote in favour of the acquisition. IGM Plantations shares closed 0.65% higher at RM3.08. Lembaga Tabung Angkatan Tentera has appointed Datuk Ahmad Nazim Abdul Rahman as its CEO effective tomorrow. In a statement, the fund said Nazim will take over from Datuk Seri Amrin Awaluddin, who had stepped down in April to serve as Lembaga Tabung Haji's CEO and MD. According to LTAT, Nazim has 2 decades of experience in corporate management, corporate finance and investment. Prior to joining LTAT, he was based in Singapore and the United Arab Emirates as MD for Southeast Asia of Allied Investments Partners, an investment and advisory firm. He served as Pelaburan Mara CEO from 2013 to 2018 and was a pioneering member of the board of National Bank of Abu Dhabi, Malaysia. He is currently on the boards of Energy Commission Malaysia, Perbadanan Tabung Pendidikan Tinggi Nasional, OMESTI, and Singapore-based private equity fund Regulus Advisors. He studied economics and public policy at Sciences Po in Paris and was a J. William Fulbright Scholar at Georgetown University, where he received his Master of Laws. He obtained his Bachelor of Laws from the International Islamic University, Malaysia.